very important for both of the teams. You know what bothers me? Like, because of this pause, Psg.Lgd could have maybe won the game, but now that the game is paused, it's gonna be played possibly different. You know, like, what could have happened is not gonna happen. I always thought about that whenever I played. You know, like, this pause might make things harder for us. FY, boots of speed, Fisher not available for 4 seconds.
Fortune's end kill,
gonna
for
be
instance.
First blood. Innocence takes it, also known as Y.
Yeah, it used to be Y Innocence. A lot of people still calling him Innocence. I can't get over it. I think it sounds
much better than Y.
Yeah,
have to agree.
I know he'll always be Y Innocence in my heart. Back in the Wings days.
Something I've seen other teams doing when they're playing against the Terrorblade is rotate 3 people, other support hides in the trees, and they take out Terrorblade, because he's a very squishy hero, level 1. Look at his HP. 540, 1 gush. Oh, RedPanda, what are you doing?
Getting into a bad spot, trying to take out XinQ
not too
first.
bad.
He did.
It's actually a better trade, because, you know, your TB is getting a free farm. You got the XP for that kill, solo one, but you also gave solo XP to the Tide. Still worth it for AA, I would say. I talked about how they will need to pull the lane back against the Terrorblade. Exactly what XinQ did, because it's very hard for Tidehunter level 1 to just play into meta.
Right. TB will get where he has to farm right now, and like you said, he's pretty weak. He used that first Metamorphosis to try and farm up with it. And then from there, you know, maybe we see LG put some more pressure on the TB, but sitting 8-5, 8-6 right now for this Terrorblade. Take a look over bottom. Ame getting hit by a fissure. Blocked up for a second. Fortune's end onto Yang. This should be enough to proc the XinQ. And there it is. So just putting some harassment on the Doom. Not looking like he's having the best of lanes at the moment. He is 5-0, so he's okay with that. And there's the balance strike that also connects with it. Yeah, still getting harassed up quite a bit.
Just a little bit of harassment, a bit of a life steal. So Ame on the bottom lane, doing okay. As we expect, like, they don't put too much pressure. But Doom is getting levels, he's not dying. Ring of Protection, boots of speed, wants to be able to outrun Monkey King and have some extra protection against him. Always wear protection against the Monkey King. You need to have that high armor, as all he does at the early stages is straight up physical damage. Yeah. Doom, a hero that doesn't have too much armor.
So, also in this lane, that was FY on the Earthshaker, and it's something we talked about when the hero got picked, was FY's previous performance with this Earthshaker, where he went Arcane Boots first. Something that slowed down his blink dagger, slowed down his progression, and it was a game that Elephant just kind of got, you know, destroyed in.
They won that game, if I remember correctly.
At the end of the day, did they?
Yeah, I think they did. But they started to play Dota after Earthshaker got a blink. He went Mana Boots into blink, got blink 19 minutes in, if I remember correctly. Most of the Earthshakers skip Mana Boots. We'll see how this one goes.
Lane Faith Beyond freezing over, and now in the Metamorphosis, he's in trouble. Pops the Fairy Fire, but one more shot from Eurus to get the kill. Cold Feet onto XinQ again, but he's able to walk it off, unlike his lane partner of the Tidehunter.
Tidepuck can't play into TB once the meta is up. Should just try to trade farm whenever meta is down, possibly try to get a kill while he's in melee form, but don't try to fight into meta. We see a rotation to secure the runes. RedPanda will pick up the invis.
No, so that doesn't go to either mid. No bottles getting filled up, but certainly thinking about going in onto NothingToSay. He's staying nearby, and eventually we'll see if they look to make this move, because they've got the Earthshaker here too. They need to try and lock him up where we see potentially the Cold Feet proc over, but I think Earthshaker got found out, so he'll back away. So FY not going for this. Ancient Apparition will also go back towards top. That left Terrorblade by himself for a little while, but they didn't capitalize on getting a kill just yet.
Beyond, he used a gush on a creep. Didn't get the last hit. Eurus getting a denied there. Bounty rune spawning, nothing to say, trying to stack some camps for himself.
Both feet procking again on Faith Beyond. So fly, looking towards the bounty runes for each other. So that'll end up being, I believe, 3 for 1 in favor of LG. Faith Beyond, he's normally the anchor for this team. Usually one
No puns intended again?
No, still no puns intended. But, you know, he's usually the guy who comes out of the laning phase, always, with a decent game. And for right now, it looks all right. It looks like he's doing well. It's one of those things, like if Faith Beyond's having a good game, I think the rest of LGD are following suit, especially XinQ seems to be enabled by how well Faith Beyond does.
Surprised there's no points in Kraken Shell. Second point in Gush seems a bit too much on a Tidehunter. You're playing in the TB, like you want to have some kind of physical resistance, some kind of damage block. They're making a move on the top. There's the Gush. He's level 5.
Illusory Orb over, charging up the Fortune's out with Purifying Flames. They don't have the damage to kill Eurus. They're already TPing it F-wide.
Laughs in Terrorblade. Right-click damage under the tower. 20 armor. What is that? That's 56% physical resistance on him?
Wow. Already, too. 6 minutes into the game. Bottom lane still Ame now in that level 6. Time where Ame just went Battle Fury Ags every time with this Monkey King, and right now he is building that Battle Fury, so I'll be interested to see. Probably will be Battle Fury Ags. Sometimes the Ags kind of gets left out, but we'll see.
I'm more of the Ags fan than the Battle Fury. It still keeps you farm. It allows you to fight with the team early on. Like Maelstrom into Ags is also fine. Maelstrom into BKB is fine. Just Battle Fury delays your timings. It's a more of a late game oriented build on a Monkey King.
Yeah, so if you're looking to bring it late, is that a matchup that you're okay with up against the TB and 5v5?
If you're standing in Wukong, you get the extra armor, so you're fine, but you know, it's not all about that. I would still prefer if that's something that comes online a bit earlier, instead of just trying to play the late game. We've seen TB just taking over after an attempt.
Aether Remnant with the Fissure. They'll get the kill on the Innocence very quickly. Somnus getting credit for that. The first rotation from a mid over to a side lane. Nothing to say. Not doing much yet with this Batrider, though. I don't know if I expect him to be doing much, at least at this moment, with that Bat.
He can farm the jungle, while like XinQ needs a lane to be able to get some kind of levels. TP's back to the bottom lane. Doom is level 6. Rotation not successful from the Elephant.
And Doom so far farming a little bit better than the counterpart of Tide, but that's to be expected. We used to see, there was a time, of course, when Doom was picked up all the time and was sitting top of the net worth constantly from the offlane.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
That was just months of just seeing Doom first pick.
On Monkey King, use that trusted shovel. There he goes.
Lasso comes through. They've got Faith Beyond here to use Ravage as well.
I think a simple Gush would be enough, just to lower the armor with a couple of right clicks from the Tide and the Innocence. Oracle should be enough, but okay, you know, that early Ravage being used, not that big of a deal. You want to use it anyway, get a kill. So all fine and dandy. Bottom lane, he's playing so careful on this lane. Understand, Yank wants to pop that Doom on me. Like, yeah. I'm his target. If they bring one more hero, I'm probably dead.
And you can see it.
Mid lane, the Fissure.
Doom. Fissure, XinQ trying to leave with the Illusory Orb. They've got the silence out of the Void Spirit. Astro Step still looking for XinQ, but Somnus unable to keep up. Very close, and back up towards top. Really in the jungle, you can see that Terrorblade's kind of backed off and isn't anymore, but RedPanda getting really close to that level 6. So they'll have the Ice Blast online in just a second. It's going to be a big point of contention for Elephant, especially with the Void Spirit. You could set up Aether Remnant, Ice Blast if you're close to each other. Really could potentially be devastating for LGD if they're not ready for it.
Good setup for the Fissure for AA Blast. It's online. Let's see if they
Radiant's
decide to use it.
bottom tower is
Your
under
level
attack.
5 being level 6 is something you want to see because your TB does not want to farm the lane, just wants to be in the jungle. Let's see first AA ulti if they decide to go for it. Like Doom has been online for quite some time. Amit is not getting too much from the bottom lane. Needs to be very careful how he approaches. He knows that there's probably going to be some rotation.
Ice Blast on a Nothing to Say over top. They need follow-up to this, though. RedPanda just kind of used it. Not that it's the longest cooldown ult in the world, but I think if you have one guy there, maybe the Void Spirit of Somnus comes over, you could get a kill. But for right now, he's sitting on him with Yang.
Radiant's bottom tower is under
TV,
attack.
top of the net worth at the
Dire's
moment.
top tower is under attack.
Amit still on the bottom.
Dire
If there are
plus
no
scan.
rotations coming to help him out, like he should just move from this lane. He's going in.
Primal String right on his dodges. Nice dodge. Quill on a 2-bit from the Doom. That's going to be onto the Batrider, who's already used Firefly. They get the kill shot as they look over at Yang. And that's 2 kills for LGD Elephant.
AA Blast.
Unable to make anything.
Radiant's courier has been killed.
Out. Cool.
So first Doom used, they got nothing out of that. What a play from Amit, man. He was sitting on those trees, 2 TPs come in, they had the time to prepare for this. And goes in, uses Mischief. If they get Eurus here, that's gonna be pretty big. Smoke, Amit jumping
Good Ravage. And down goes Eurus. Another 2-man wipe here for them. And RedPanda trying to make something happen with that Ice Blast. However, he'll end up going down. Nothing to say. And Ame both drop on LGD. I'll take Yang to kill 2 and 4 heroes down on the side of Elephant. Maybe
Somnus.
even 5. Somnus still trying
Only
to fight
has one
this.
natural step to work with, so needs to be careful. Gush. Not enough mana.
Aether Remnant locks up this Tide, but they've got the silence onto the Void Spirit. Somnus to simulate. Thought he might go
Does not
for
want to
Fate
go
Beyond.
in. There's the Fissure. Can be reset. The Rascal Step is ready. But so is Quill.
Need to be careful.
No mana, man. Everyone is out of mana.
Astral Step. Aether Remnant Somnus. Woo! Coming back and getting the kill on it.
Mistake from XinQ. He thought, you know,
Radiant's
I'll try to go for a
bottom
sneaky
tower is
play,
under attack.
possibly silence into core,
Radiant
but
structures
was out
are
of mana.
fortified.
So a couple of kills they got in return on side of Elephant.
Dire's top tower is under
Batrider is
attack.
gonna be huge this game. I feel like there's always the same story with the Batrider.
Radiant's
He just
bottom
completely
tower has been
dominated. This
denied.
hero is so good right now. Blink Dagger finished. One thing only good for them is there's no counterplay to Blink Lasso play. Possibly a Fissure, but that's it. Like, you don't have Oracle, you do not have Shadow Demon, Legion Commander to purge that off.
Trying to think like, yeah, once you have maybe Guard for
Radiant's
Earthshaker,
bottom
you can
tower
kind of
is
stop
under attack.
doing much if you can lock him down enough while that lasso is going up. That's still far away.
And we can see the issue with the mana boots on Shaker, where he needs a lane. Like, he needs a lane for himself for 2-3 minutes. He can farm that Blink Dagger, but the fight here is right now. So, not afraid to use it on position 5, just to get a kill.
Continue to bump up in net worth going. Boots of Travel has the Blink Dagger now into BKB. Like, yeah,
Dire
nothing to say. He's
structures
got
are
a lot of
fortified.
farms. And it's back to talking about FY going into the Arcane Boots. Like, this is so much gold. He could be close to a Blink Dagger right now.
Yeah. And this is the time you want to, you know, take a fight with the team, try to get some pressure off your TB. Doom Blink is available. Ravage also online. All these heroes constantly have enough mana. Fate Beyond just has enough mana for one spell.
Waning Rift, now the Doom is used on Puck. Shockwave thrown from Yang, and they get the Fissure on the 2. False Promises there to save the Puck. They're going to continue to chase, or well, I mean just Yang. Going after this Puck. Nothing to say gets the kill on a RedPanda, so they do end up trading 1 for 1. There's the Batrider who finished off that ancient apparition over in the jungle, while Yang continued to chase for this Puck.
Elephant doesn't have a good chase potential once they pop that Doom. There's Fissure, there's a Void Spirit. Void Spirit's still very afraid to just go in that aggressively, and there's so many ways to disengage a team fight for Psg.Lgd. Monkey King's Boundless Strike, just a flame break could get them away from the Doom target. Like you have Ravage, you have Oracle, Ulti, a lot of the stuff that, you know, and it's
now they've got Ravage used again. Go after this. Doom Yang in trouble and burned out by Nothing to Say. They have not been scared to use this Ravage off cooldown, and they have constantly
This is
used
how
it
you
from
should
pressure on.
use the Ravage. Like, don't care about the cooldown. Pretty much, if the enemy team can't take the Roshan, you just pop it. Like, you don't care too much. I want to see what his item build is going to be here after Blink Dagger. We've seen some arcane blinks to lower the cooldown and the inability for the enemy team to just pop their BKBs. Like, you need to be inhumanly fast to actually do it.
I wouldn't mind the arcane blink, especially with the way that they're playing around this Ravage at the moment. Every time it's up, go, go, go. I like that, especially with the arcane blink.
Could tank up a bit, possibly get a could. I would mind good. They're playing into Void Spirit, Earthshaker, Ancient Apparition, so that's a ton of magical damage.
Meanwhile, close to the Battle Fury.
Farmed. Like he's as farmed as TB right now with that Battle Fury. TB sitting on Manta style for now, working towards BKB to be able to stand around and take the fight.
On bottom, Coil, that comes down onto just the Doom. I believe Somnus avoided it to get the kill on Nothing to Say, and ended up trading Yang. XinQ tried to get the kill on Somnus, maybe get a 2-for-1 in his favor, but the damage coming out from Somnus might be too much. Eighth Remnant, phase shift, Illusory with the waiting Rift, they get that kill. They'll take out Somnus. XinQ outplaying that Void Spirit. Very impressive from him.
Good trade, and they also got a kill on Doom on top of that, so 1-for-2 trade.
I haven't really talked about where Eurus is at right now. Manta finished, going into the BKB, has the Mithril Hammer for that.
Once Puck finishes his Aghanim Scepter, he got a lot of gold. I would love to see Ags after a blink. Yeah, that's what he has queued up, where he wants to be able to just keep them in place for possibly Ravage, and it's such a great synergy with Wukong's command.
Fissure being used, and let's see FY close to that point. Might be a moment where Elephant go and smoke once they have it, but it's difficult fighting into potentially Ravage Dream Coil Lasso. The timings aren't right. We'll see. Ravage is up now. So yeah, you have the Blink Echo, but I don't know if you really want to fight into this LGD side.
Looking around the Roach, they're actually going inside the Roach. Okay, I was like, yeah, they don't have enough damage, and realized there's an Aghanim Scepter down on Monkey King, so that's gonna help out. Yeah, man, it could backfire. They're on the bottom lane. If you scout him out with just Echo and AA Blast, it should be enough. There's the AA Blast, there's the Echo. We're looking for a couple of $1 million Echo Slam here.
They're not bailing from the pitch just yet, but at Fly, he's going forward with this.
Okay, he actually gets it. So many Wukongs,
just not
warriors inside. That was a missed opportunity from Elephant. Could easily be punished.
Yeah, that was not a fast Roche at all. They had the AA Blast ready to go. They had scanned it. They knew those heroes were in the pit. And they just didn't make a move. Or, well, really the move they were making was just too slow. A little surprising there. A little complacent from Elephant. Just allowing that to happen. Is that something that obviously you're not okay with, but is TB getting the BKB and I would say Doom getting closer to his BKB and the Ags from Void Spirit? Is that like that farming time enough to really say, hey, you know, take the Aegis, that's fine?
This Aegis kind of slows down the game for Elephant. They don't want to be taking any team fights. It's very hard for Doom to find a target. With the Blink Dagger, you would ideally want to use it on the Tidehunter, just to blow him up, you know, so he can't use the Ravage. But it could be a bit tricky. Like, Monkey King is not an option anymore. He has that Aegis. He's super strong right now. I want to see a team fight. They smoke. 8 Beyond also has that coup that I mentioned, so wants to be able to soak up some of the magical damage.
So they're looking, they're searching, they're smoked up, trying to you can jump over. Somnus, Aether Remnant, down the strike, avoided with the Dissimulate, but there's the Ravage, that misses too! Oh, Faith Beyond!
It doesn't have Arcane Blink. If that's an Arcane Blink, it hits. But, yeah. Time to bail, possibly.
So Bame for a second, he tried to fight
Did
it.
die, already used the ulti.
Yeah, so now Wukong's comes out and that zones him away.
Okay, Yang. That was not a bad Doom. They also used the Metamorphosis, so they can just reset.
That's
That's
got to be a little better.
Very feels bad man moment there.
You doom anybody else.
Exactly, like Doom whoever, like just random Doom.
Yeah, even like if especially with Ame
Even
being so
your
close.
teammates, that would just be better than dooming the Tide that already used the Ravage. Maybe he was not paying attention.
Bottom lane. Why in some trouble? Fissure out, nothing to say. He's in, but not gonna matter with the gush coming through and the kill on to this Earthshaker. That being said, though, Innocence is dead to Eurus.
Radiant's middle tower has fallen.
Speaking of doom on your own
Dire's
teammates,
top
you know,
tower is
similar
under
to some
attack.
shards, lasso on your own teammates, some other things like that.
Just
what
Shadow
would
Demon
doom
Purge.
do? If
Just
you
heal and constant dispel. I mean, that's what Shadow Demon does. I don't know.
doom your teammates,
It gives you
they get
Link and
Scorched
Spear.
Earth. They walk with Scorched Earth and all the benefits. I feel like that's not bad for 1,400 gold.
I'll leave Ice Frog that part to beat up.
Dire's middle
And
tower
his
is under
assistants.
attack.
What if you found out I was the assistant?
I'd be pretty mad, you know.
All the changes are based on if you say yes or not.
It will also explain some of the changes, you know. Did you work on Earthshaker Shard?
Yeah, I did.
There's the catch.
That comes in on a Somnus. Balance right now hits RedPanda behind him. They get the kill on the Void Spirit. They look over the Ancient Apparition. They're continuing to chase XinQ there with nothing to say as Ice Blast comes in, but there's nobody to follow that up anyway, so they'll get the kill on the 2. It's a double for Ame, and Elephant now behind 4K.
It's tough for them to fight into Wukong's. BKB done on Monkey King. Aegis still there for 50 seconds. Ame is just getting so much out of the map right now. Like I talked about
Dire's top tower is
greedy
under
build,
attack.
but they
Dire's
are
structures
making it
are
worse
fortified.
because, you know, they're playing with the rest of the team. They know their timings when they're gonna strike. Arcane Blink queued on Tide, which I really like. Also, XinQ get that Aghanim Scepter, just 1,000 gold away. It also has Shard queued up, which is nice. You get that from position 4 puck. The knockback is nice when they're trying to
Dire's top
chase.
tower is
Also,
under
free
attack.
dewarding doesn't sound too bad either. It's like a gem investment that gives you, you know, something else.
That's quite nice to work with, and you take a look at these stats. Comparing supports right now, XinQ has 1 kill, 3 deaths, and 13 assists. Meanwhile, FYO 3 and 5 has not really felt very effective on this Earthshaker. He is 400 gold away from getting that shard, so that could change things.
Yeah, game's just over. Earthshaker gets the shard. They type GG, go next. It's one that gives you so much. For people who watch professional Dota in the last month, they know what I'm talking about. They've probably seen some OP stuff.
Yeah, and for people just joining us for the first time throughout the season, be prepared for what is honestly ridiculous. Coming over. Fissure, that is blinking, but now the Wukong's got the Dream Coil down. It's going to go really big. They're going to take out everything. They've got the BKB pop by Eurus. He's trying to get out of the Wukong's command. Somnus right behind them with the Eurus coming through from XinQ. He doesn't have the Dream Coil anymore. RedPanda being chased by Faith Beyond. One more right click. They get the Ancient Apparition. They're looking forward. He's got the Sunder as well. The right click's out and nothing to say, but they've taken out Yang and the lose nothing to say, so it ends up being the 3-for-1 for now. But Eurus chased by Ame. Faith Beyond, he's in with him. Balance right kicks as well as the glitch. They've got the right clicks and the kill onto this Terrorblade. Somnus the only one to survive on
Ravage
Elephant.
still available. Let's see if he can fake it.
Dissimulate now doesn't really have much to
jumps on top
right on Tide. I don't even know if they need the Ravage.
It's one of those, you know, they know I'm gonna go in the trees, and LGD doesn't fall for that. They just run straight. He shows on top of them. So let's see if the rush respawn timer, minute and 30 seconds. They can't get anything out of that. XinQ finishes his Aghanim Scepter. So yeah, they try to go on innocent skill of the Oracle first. He gets the ulti off, not enough to lock him down. Good counter initiation by Puck there, and the Oracle still lives.
Yeah, never a chance for FY to get it. Echo Slam off. Ame was in a great position inside the trees. Didn't even have to Primal Spring down early. He could just Wukongs from that position, and it was enough to engulf the side of Elephant for a good enough time where LGD can then follow this up. They do end up losing Nothing to Say, but when you take a full team wipe, casualty's fine.
For sure. Batrider, not a hero with the most armor. 18 minutes in, doesn't build any like item that gives you armor. Could potentially get like a casual plate mail possibly.
Right.
Just to be able to not die to a couple of hits from TB after finishing that goal. I always remember I always forget the name of that item. Green core. For some reason, my brain just says, nope, you can't remember that one. Nope.
But you got it there.
The good one, yeah, you know, the good one in this patch, the one that upgrades from the Ether Lens. It's such a big buff to an item.
Yeah, the build on it is...
It's an easy one. It's like, yeah, I would want to have that. Yeah. I want to buy Ether Lens on a lot of the heroes and just have something to upgrade.
Yeah. It's it really is a great change for that item, and I think it works out for a lot of these heroes now to have that upgrade, or well, that change to the build.
Dire's top
so
tower
Elephant down attack. 8k. Nothing to say. He's still towards the top of the net worth, 13k. Somnus and Yang are really far behind. The two of them just haven't exactly popped off. Like, Somnus had a couple of good moments, but other than that, it's been pretty much all LGD.
Doom really kind of struggling to go for the right targets. Doom, Tidehunter have already used the Ravage once. There's the smoke from Elephant. Let's see what they can find from that.
Yang needs to be careful. Lotus Orb on Faith Beyond now. See how quickly trigger to get that Lotus Orb. It's not even gonna matter when they've got the lasso. Trying to help him with the fissure. Dude comes out and then moves on to the Tidehunter.
They're not taking that fight.
They get the kill onto Yang. They look over at Eurus, who pops the BKB as well as the Metamorphosis. Nothing to say, getting really low. They look over at Ame. It's gonna be a 1v1 fight. He does have Sunder, and will Sunder FY.
Why didn't he just Okay, they will still probably get a kill on Monkey.
Fissure, cold feet on procs with the shard. They got themselves the totem. They get the kill on Ame. They look over at the rest. Innocent trying to run. Oracle in some trouble.
Where's the Rabbit?
He's slowed up. Rabbit, he can set it up. There it is. Rabbit comes in. Somnus on top. Fissure comes out. Bang on the floor. Can he get it? Beat down. There's the Echo Slam. Nothing to say in Innocent. They both fall. 3 heroes down the side of LGD. We've lost 3 on Elephant. XinQ as well as Faith Beyond trying to get out of this one. Eurus, RedPanda, they've been dusted, and now RedPanda trying to hide inside the trees. One shot from dead, turning it around on Faith Beyond. Metamorphosis doesn't have a lot of time though.
XinQ still going in. Banning Rift available.
He gets up onto the high ground. Now the phase shift. Bullet, blink away. XinQ, waning Rift, getting some distance. Illusory Orb, he is away from Elephant, going in deep, trying to get a 5 position, and just escapes.
So many in that fight. Like, TB using the ulti on the Earthshaker, he could have easily used it on a Monkey King. Oracle not popping ulti on Monkey to keep him alive. He was there. Not sure if anything stunned him or he just got out. I want to see that one again.
Moving forward, you can see his positioning up north of this fight. They're 1v1ing right now.
Yeah, you can see the Batrider, you know, just dropping very, very low from those TB hits.
I think the fissure comes out from FY. It might hit Innocence.
Okay, so Monkey was EKB. That's why he couldn't use the Sunder. And yeah,
so many particle effects. It's hard to tell.
Silence from the Volt Spirit actually kept Oracle from using the false promise off. Yeah. Okay. Didn't really notice, but nicely done by Somnus. He was like ready to pop it, could turn the whole thing around.
Oh, and that Echo Slam, he doesn't have to get right on top of all that.
Like that was just, you know, the shard, how good it is, and the animation of it.
Yeah.
It feels like he's using Echo Slam all the time, and when he's just using Enchant Totem on a Fissure.
Yeah, really, it's pretty gross, that shard. It's a lot of particles. It kind of just takes over. But now another Aegis into the hands of LGD. Like, that fight goes right for Elephant, but not right enough where they feel comfortable going after this Roche or contesting. So it's still a 9k lead for LGD. Aegis, Basher,
I didn't even see that,
BKB, and
you know,
Battle Fury.
Monkey had BKB in that fight. All the Chinese players have the best cosmetics. They're all glowing. They didn't even recognize BKB there.
Under everything, it was kind of tough to see.
I mean, look at the Batrider. What is that?
I don't
It's just a
like
Halloween
that one.
costume. Look at his attacks. It's just insane. Attack something, Batrider. Come on, poke it, poke it. Let's see.
Come on, you got this. We're not moving. We're just gonna follow. Nothing to say.
Follow the
until he
Batrider
right clicks.
until he shows how rich he is.
It's getting there. The creeps will come together. There we go. All right.
Attack something. Doesn't even want to attack. Like he's
He knows,
listening.
he
He's
knows.
listening to us for sure.
They're sniping. Now that emblem. I think like a week ago when we talked about how much that emblem was, it was like 1,500.
Now the price probably
Probably
3,000
yeah.
at least.
But there are some really cool cosmetics in the Chinese region. I won't talk about them now because I'll, talk your ears off about it, but we'll see them eventually.
Dire's bottom tower is under
Fissure,
attack.
Totem, the Raymond. Now the Ice Blast. They have an opportunity to get the kill here on the Ame. And the Ice Blast, BKB, false promise. That all gets committed with Blink. Comes command. Rapid committed. Fissure comes in, but no follow-up just yet from Elgin.
Take the Somnus, but at what
Dire's
cost?
bottom
3
tower has fallen.
ultis expended.
Yeah, that costs a lot.
It cost a lot. They could still possibly try to go and take a fight, but in my opinion, just reset, wait for those abilities to come online again, and take another fight. So yeah, Elephant, they smoke. Even without Somnus, they feel like they can take this fight 4 versus 5. It's actually 4 versus 6 with that Aegis.
Risky endeavor. Okay. Yang stuck. Just for a moment. There's still smoke. They're still looking for an opportunity. Somnus 34 seconds
Dire's
away.
middle tower is under attack.
Beyond showing himself. We know he has no Ravage right now. Ame down on the ground. There's the Ice Blast. Balance strike that comes through. Right on top of this ancient Apparition. RedPanda goes into the Glimmer Cape, but can't survive. They get the counter face. They look over at XinQ. Got himself a second one behind them, though. Is nothing to say. He goes across the Trinity Tower, looking to focus FY. Totem eats the cheese, surviving for now with the BKB. Gets up onto the high ground. Eurus as well as Yang trying to chase, but the blink
Dire's
away
middle tower
means he's
is under
out
attack.
safely.
Man, what a play from Elephant. They're actually understanding how much damage TB can do with the freshly bought Daedalus. It's such an easy setup for AA ulti. Fissure into Totem with the shard. It's just a setup that can't miss.
Yeah. It adds so much. These early BKBs too. They're becoming lower and lower with each engagement. Maybe an opportunity for Elephant to take advantage of that. 5 seconds already for the Batrider. Wow.
They need some kiting potential, a bit more survivability. I would want to see... Lincoln's Fury is fine on the Batrider, but I also want to see a casual plate mail or like a Ghost Scepter possibly.
Lasso on a Somnus. Fissure. FY Totem looking for an opportunity. Looking nothing to say. Uses the Echo Slam. They get the kill on a nothing to say. But Ame scathed and free to walk.
Talking about free to walk, Earthshaker also free to walk on the Fissure with that shard. Much
still
easier
looking.
setup.
Ooh, Balance Strike. Primal Spring in. Aether Remnant. They have the stun so far with the Fissure as well as the Totem. Purifying Flames starting to heal up FY. Blink. Faith Beyond. Ooh, was looking for that gush, but they don't kill the Earthshaker.
Radiant's
6k
bottom
goal
tower
lead for
is under attack.
Psg.Lgd. Can't really feel that there's too much difference in how they're fighting right now.
Yeah. Finding XinQ. Wukong's man is all
Big Ravage hit 3.
He's on the 3 though. Drop 2. The gem looking over making it the
Tower is under attack.
They
already
need
level 25
Terrorblade.
for Ame.
Like,
Wow.
if they're fighting without a Terrorblade, they don't have enough damage. Terrorblade just shreds through these heroes. Surprised they decided to take it. But yeah, you talked about levels. Ame is level 26. That's just insane.
Fast.
Full butterfly completed. be able to produce some damage coming up from the TB right click.
Back to 10K. That one fight alone, 4,000 net worth in the favor of LGD. Balance strike coming through on a Eurus. Now the last one to follow it up onto the Terrorblade. Blade. They're locking him down. He's got the BKB as well as the Sunder goes into the Metamorphosis. Starts right clicking away. Nothing to say, but they can't get the kill just yet. Ice Blast coming in. Not going to be on the.
He goes back. Nothing to say. He gets killed. Eurus in some trouble. Force stab back. Surviving with the Metamorphosis. Trying to get the right clicks through. FY blink. Right on top of the Monkey King. Still continuing to chase onto Ami. The balance strike comes through. Gets the kill on the FY. Does Eurus have the damage? 4 heroes around this Terrorblade. RedPanda trying to help him, but he's just in each Apparition. They've got the stun on the Tidehunter again. He's got so much damage. The waiting ring off, push him a little bit as well. The silence, but Yang's in. Yang, Inferno Blade continues to chase the Tidehunter, who's slowed up by the chilling touch of RedPanda. They've got the Inferno Blade constantly. The BKB being caught by Yang. The damage out from Eurus is finally enough to take up the Tidehunter, who is now dominating.
And you could see the power of Butterfly in that fight. If he didn't have it, Monkey King is just straight up dead. I want to see, like, didn't see too much of this Doom use. He picked up the Aghanim Scepter, so the cooldown is reduced to 88 seconds with the Quickening Charm, and it also applies Break on the target, which is very nice against the Monkey King, so he can't use that XinQ.
Panda helping Eurus as much as he can. Sometimes it feels difficult as an Ancient Apparition to feel like you're doing something. That Ice Blast hit on Nothing to Say. He was out of it for a second and then just walked back on the edge of it.
Walked back in. Like, if he TP's out, his TP is 26-second cooldown because of the Quickening Charm, Octarine Core. Like, he can just TP and TP back into the fight.
Yeah. So FY has that Aether Lens. He's going into Lincoln's. So we'll see if we get to that Lincoln's. Shiva's for Doom. Everybody here for Elephant trying to make a move as MKB is next on the docket for TB, who has right now BKB in the back.
Bottom tower is under attack.
Interesting.
Puts Power Dreads in the backpack, picked up a double damage, went to borrow the Somnus. There should be an easy tier 2 tower.
They might pressure with this double damage.
Yeah, they want to take a fight right now, I'm sure.
Radiant structures are fortified.
Monkey has Scotty queued up, but if TB decides to get a butterfly for himself, okay. So like there's so many mind games happening between the carries. You see one carry having butterfly, you're like, I need to get it, maybe wait for myself, but I also want to buy an MKB. Then like Monkey King is okay, if he's getting that, maybe I'm getting something else.
I love that. You see like one item, and it's just like, all right, maybe I'll get MKB, like you said, maybe I'll get Butterfly, we'll see how it goes. Aether Lens picked up for Puck, going into the Octarine. Puck going, Batrider going Force Stab. He's already got an Octarine core.
Timeless Strike. All right, this is it. This is something we've seen yesterday.
Oh, no.
Earthshaker,
it gets worse.
Like it just keeps getting worse. Spell Prism, like they've been just blessed by the items. Leveler on TB. Earthshaker, like give it to him. Like where is it? Spell Prism on the Void Spirit, of course. It's flying on the Courier, I believe. Yes, it is.
This is like the best item drop I've ever seen for one team. I think compared to what Stormcrafter on the other side.
And Stormcrafter is just why?
Trickster Cloak. Okay. Minotaur Horn. For Oracle, I like that. Trickster Cloak for the Tidehunter. Who doesn't have that arcane thing.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Lotus Orb against the possible Sunder. They're in.
There is the fissure with the totem right on top of the Oracle. Innocence can't live. He's got buyback. The Somnus to use that balance right hand. This gets caught. Blink. Stun. Flash coming in. FY looking for an opportunity, but can't go through the Lucan's command. It's a big circle. BKB's going to be popped here by Ame. Going after Yang. Gets the kill onto the Doom. No bot. They look over as Innocence has ball back. Coil down. However, FY in some trouble. Ooh, the Waver almost actually pushed him out of it. Now he does get pushed out. He's stunned up, but nothing to say. Save on the false promise. Just surviving. Doesn't look like it's going to be enough to save his life completely, though, as they look over now at the Monkey King, thinking about re-engaging. But on the backside of this, they'll get XinQ instead. So Puck way too deep, dead for 90 seconds, and nothing to say, gone for 85.
Eurus just deals a ton of damage. He can also stand his ground inside of Wukong's command,
Radiant's
considering
middle
how
tower is under
farmed
attack.
he is. He's sitting at the 38 armor. A bit of a disconnect once again. Good Doom coming out on the Tidehunter, so he can't pop that Ravage. Now Tidehunter has a refresher orb, so 2 ultis.
Radiant's middle tower.
325. 325, that's 650. Yeah, he has exactly enough mana.
That's going to be one, and has a refresher. Ice Blast, the Abyssal Blade doesn't even need it. So he's holding right now.
He used refresher. He can't use other abilities if he wants to have enough mana for both. He used the Gush, so needed a bit more time to be able to possibly use a second Ravage. This is Cheese, Refresher. Refresher is really good at Monkey this time around. They have some really nice Refresher carriers, like all of them except like Oracle feel good, even Oracle, but the most likely Tidehunter, like Double Coil from Fox is really good. I like the play from XinQ in the fight with the knockback. Has a lot of synergy with the Dream Coil, where you just snap a coil, and that's the Aghanim Scepter coil.
Yeah, it took 2 Waning Rifts, I believe, to push FY back to snap it, but it's on such a low cooldown. It's still hot. And that was really impressive. Dream Coil with that Ags, still looking knock green. Lincoln's Somnus
Going forward into the last circle. Not sure they were expecting that. Fisher comes through with the XinQ. Somnus gets away, at least so far. Point Break's not going to land, but they've got the Dream Coil down onto both the Ancient Apparition as well as the Void Spirit. They've leashed him up for a moment. They get the kill onto Yang. They take him to the Doom. But now Silence on the Batrider. Still looking for XinQ. Ame comes in. Point Break goes forward. Extra step. Get him some space. FY Totem once again. And just locking them down. RedPanda trying to TP out. Fortune's End is there. They'll take RedPanda out of the TP and take him out of this game for 65 seconds.
Well, chasing, can I get anything? No, they can't. Like, the biggest problem that Shard Fisher with me is that you don't need to stand on the Fisher. You can stand anywhere.
They started back up.
Yeah, when I first did it, I thought you need to stand on the Fisher, but, you know, a lot of the people probably also not realizing that.
I think people were talking about it the other day, and it was still like, I thought it was just on the Fisher. And people still don't know that you can use it in. So, going out of the high ground. Remnant to indeed balance. Looks like this. Somnus in trouble. Hit by the last one. And go. The team ever drop. But it's not enough damage. There's nothing to follow this up. That's why it's just dead.
Buyback. Somnus. The Monkey doesn't even use. Look at these warriors just shredding through the buildings.
Aether Remnant once again. FY not sure if he's going to buy back just yet. Maybe buys back if they go for more than one set of racks.
You need to buy back. That's game.
Coming in though, they get the kill to the Tidehunter. They take NothingToSay. NothingToSay buys back. Tidehunter dead for 95 without buyback. False promise, saving Ame just barely.
They can just reset, go in. There's still 30 tower in the mid, but they should poke. See if Terrorblade has buyback. Even if he does, like, it's a TB without meta. He instantly popped it, got deleted from the game. These Monkey King warriors deal so much damage. Abyssal Blade to lock him down.
They have so much lockdown for Eurus. He never gets the opportunity to get the Sunder off. He tried
They know there's
so
no
hard.
Echo Slam. Psg.Lgd should not be that afraid right now.
Dire's middle tower has fallen.
To set up the Ravage.
Like,
maybe
you
they're
still
just
have Aegis, you still have Refresher on your Monkey, there's a Cheese available on the Tidehunter. Like, they should go. 45 seconds without DB.
Do they not know he doesn't have buyback? So maybe
Even
they're
if
just
they
like,
don't, like, you can still take a set of Raxes.
Very careful. LGD.
Interesting play here from LGD.
And that could just be, you know, an equation of the fact that they're middle of the pack in the DPC. Every win matters, so it's falling back on playing safe. We've seen it before with these teams.
They could close out the game here.
Yeah, I think they could too, but maybe they don't want to get too ahead of themselves. I don't know. It really does feel
Aegis is gone in a
very
minute,
close.
so you want to get something out of this Aegis.
going for the swift blink for the Monkey King.
Monkey King is so farmed. He has Aghanim Shard, he has Aghanim Scepter on top of that. It's just so much damage, so much jumping from the trees. Shard, I wouldn't call it a top tier shard, but looks really good.
Right.
You know, just reduces the cooldown and cast point.
Nobody has buyback right now. I think one fight could just do it for anybody.
Tidehunter, the only hero with the
Now he
buyback
gets
right
it, yeah.
now. Yeah.
Illusory Orb, Fissure, Dream Coil onto 2. That's going to snap. So FY commits to snapping it. However, so does RedPanda. He's in some trouble. Getting low. Balance strikes in. Get the kill into 1. Ancient Apparition
On
for
this
60
spot?
seconds. Doesn't have buyback. A monster kill streak for him. He is really putting on the hurt.
Terrorblade also has Shard, which gives him Demon Zeal. A bit more move speed and attack speed.
Are you a fan of Demon Zeal? Because it used to be a little bit worse. And then they gave it a little bit of a buff.
20% of current HP. You know, it works well with the lifesteal coming out from Satanic, so it's kind of a free move speed, free attack speed if you think about it.
Tags next for the TV. Wukong's again, probably to try and secure this tier 3 tower. No glyph available for Elephant, so they'll have to concede it.
There's Refresher available, so you
Yeah.
can pop it, use a BKB, check what's gonna happen. You got the tier 3 tower. Also, why does Demon Zeal icon look like Cat Batman? What is that?
It really does.
Catman.
Would you be playing Riddler? Would you rather be Penguin, Riddler, maybe the Joker?
Joker, big fan.
If you had to go up against Terrorblade, Cat Batman. Lincoln's for Somnus. Arcane Blink next for the Doom. Lincoln for the Tide. So he never gets into that Arcane Blink. Chooses to go a different direction with his build. They're still looking to pressure up towards top. But at
I
the
can
same
understand
time,
that, you know, just getting a refresher for double ulti, now building into Linked Sphere so he can protect himself against the Doom. They don't have abilities that can pop the Linked Sphere. That's the problem. Like, what are you gonna do? Use Cold Feet? Earthshaker possibly has a Force Staff. Terrorblade has none. Like, you don't want to use Sunder to pop a Lincolns. Doom could possibly think of getting a different creep. Maybe the Purge one.
The good thing now for Eurus, though, is he does have that extra Metamorphosis attack range. He can sit a little bit further back in these fights. That being said, LGD, they were going to jump on him the entire time anyway. They jump on him with an Abyssal Blade, they get on top of him, he's the center of the ring. Doesn't matter if you can attack from further away, you're still the center of attention. Something some people like feeling.
Some do, some don't. But yeah, even like Oracle, Innocence queuing up, or Refresher, or
Real.
Lincoln Sphere. Seems like the Reverse upgrades are really good this game.
Ag's Blessing being built there for the TB. Level 30 for Ame. He is really just flying with experience. There's Yag's Blessing, eyeing out on it, now has that Terror Wave, that extra 10 seconds in Metamorphosis, that Fear ready to go. Eurus, we'll see how they go about it. And if this is going to be a game-changing item. Because it certainly can be. The extra Metamorphosis.
So many Eon discs on both teams. There's a smoke from Elephant. Tidehunter has the Lincoln Sphere. Not sure how they're gonna proc that one.
Going in, XinQ already gets sand as top. Somnus coming through, we've got the fissure.
Down on the Eurus, trouble the Ravage hits, trying to bring it back with a force step, gets around himself, Blue Punch, straight to get the kill. He shouldn't fly out. He's not gonna have buyback to get the kill, and again, they'll take out Somnus on the side of Elephant, now dead on the side of LGD. RedPanda trying to run away, but GG is called. Elephant will tap out of this game. LGD will take game one. They bought out on the X on TV. They didn't have money.
They could have closed this game 3-4 minutes ago when they killed the TP. Not sure what the